Okay, we're recording. So here we are, guys, back again. I think it's been almost, I think it's been about 3 weeks. And I apologize for last week. It was one of these last minute things. We're in the midst of building this new 53,000 square foot Gold's Gym Health Club in Middletown, New York. And wow, it's super exciting, but at the same time, it's super overwhelming. And just things happen that you don't expect. And it's like, oh my God, it derails you from your normal day-to-day life.
Are you from there?
Sorry?
Are you from there?
Yeah, I'm from the Hudson Valley.
I'm from Long Island. We used to drive all the way up there through Middletown to go to Pine Bush, New York, to visit my grandfather.
Oh my gosh, Barb. Yeah, that's our backyard.
Yep.
Yeah, that's wild. Wow.
That we're talking in the 60s and 70s, though, when it was nothing.
Wow. Holy cow. So I have to ask the question, did you think about going to Woodstock?
No, I was too young. In 69, I was 9. No, I think my parents would kill me.
Well, the story about Woodstock is that I was almost at Woodstock myself as a 1-year-old because my mother and father were hippies and they were in the car on their way to Woodstock, but I was a year old in the back. And the radio reports were saying how the thruway was backed up and you had to walk like 6 miles to even get to the concert site. Oh. So they had to bail because they didn't know what to do with me.
Oh, wow.
To this day, I'm really upset with them. I could have said I was at Woodstock.
There you go. No, it would never have happened to my
Yeah, so a small world. And where do you live now?
Iowa.
Wow. Okay. Big change from Long Island.
Yeah, well, I had to get out. I couldn't stand commuting into the city, and then I moved.
I hear you.
I moved to Elmira for a while, Horseheads area, with friends, and then.
Yep.
And then I came back home, and then I moved to Florida to get away from the winters, and I'm back in Iowa in the winter. I didn't know where the hell Iowa was when my husband moved us here. I only knew the East Coast, and if it wasn't New York, nothing else mattered.
Yeah. Understood. All right. So. What I wanted to jump into last week, guys, and what we will jump into this evening is really, like, for me, it's the nuts and bolts of this business. Like this thing that we'll talk about tonight regarding Shakeology and how to share the value of Shakeology and how to acquire customers for Shakeology. That is the bedrock of this business. Make no mistake about it. And it's really what the entire Beachbody system revolves around when it comes to their compensation plan. The more volume that we drive through the network, through the coach network, primarily through Shakeology, then the more money that coaches are going to see. It's that simple. And the commissions that you receive as a coach for Shakeology come in the way of, as you know, it's the direct retail commission when you have a Shakeology customer, but then it's also through your team volume, which we've spoken about in prior calls. So the last meeting that we had 3 weeks ago, we really left with that whole mindset of get 3 customers a month and you will see your business consistently grow. Like it's that simple, because if you can get 3, be it Shakeology customers or Challenge Pack customers for any of the fitness programs or Beachbody On Demand and Shakeology packaged in there, you get 3 customers every month, you are consistently hitting Success Club 6, and therefore you are consistently building your business. So it boils down to, how can I consistently fill my pipeline with leads in such a way that I can flush out 3 new customers a month for either a Challenge Pack sale or a Shakeology Home Direct sale. And what I want to share with you tonight is how I've consistently done it with my business. And when I say my business, I'm not only talking about my Beachbody business, but I've been able to take what I've learned in selling Shakeology to customers as a Beachbody coach, and also sell Shakeology to members in our gym who are inquiring about Shakeology. And in our gym, we sell bags of Shakeology via retail at our shake bar. And then we also have some home direct customers. But regardless of how it's being sold, it's pretty much the same dialogue that you have to have with each and every new lead to get them to understand the value of Shakeology. The perception that most people have with something like Shakeology is that, oh, it's another glorified protein shake, and boy, is it a really expensive one. That is what most people are going to perceive when it comes to Shakeology. And before I knew anything about it, that's what I perceived Shakeology to be. To the point where I was like, that is a lot of money for a freaking shake. And I know you guys have probably heard the same thing from many people. So then it becomes, okay, how do I really justify the value of this in a way that people go, you know what? You've said enough to me that I'm intrigued and that I'd like to learn more and perhaps even give it a try. And that's all you're really trying to get people to do is become intrigued enough, not necessarily about what's in Shakeology, because let's face it, if we were to sit here right now and somebody said to me, what's in Shakeology? I would have a pretty tough time answering everything that's in Shakeology. Mm-hmm. But if somebody said to me, what does Shakeology do for you and what are the benefits? I can tell you right off the bat what it's going to be. And benefits, features tell. So the features of Shakeology are, oh, it's got this in it and this in it and this in it. And it's got all these superfood ingredients and it's got this and that and the other thing. And it's like half the things in there, ingredient-wise, most people have never heard of. So while it might be really cool that you might know that stuff, and it is good to know, to get really versed in it, most people could really care less because they really don't know what that stuff is. But once you turn to benefits, that's when you start to sell it. So features tell, benefits sell. So when somebody says to me, why should I drink Shakeology or what is Shakeology? I don't necessarily answer the question right away. I try to turn it to learn more about, well, what are you currently doing for your nutrition when it comes to supplementation? Because Shakeology is a supplement. A damn good one at that, but it is a supplement. It's a whole food-based supplement. And I've used that before. Oh, it's a whole food-based supplement. Or I love this line, and this is something that's been around Beachbody forever. It's a daily dose of dense nutrition. So once you start talking in the realm of nutrition versus a protein shake, you really start to turn the discussion a bit. So when somebody says, tell me about Shakeology. Oh, Shakeology is, for me personally, it is a daily dose of dense nutrition that I take on a daily basis that helps improve my energy, reduce my cravings, and improve my overall health. That's what it does for me on a personal level. I love it. Just saying that alone will get somebody to go, well, heck, I could use some of that. Everybody could use a bit more energy. Most people have cravings at some point during the day. And a lot of people have different health issues that they're dealing with. A lot of people have sleep issues. Shakeology actually helps me sleep. I kind of believe that because if I do miss a day or two of Shakeology, I find myself a little groggy at times. And I'm like, I need my Shakeology. So I don't know if it's psychological or not, but just another benefit of Shakeology. So I always just turn the discussion to the benefits of what it does. And so when people start all of a sudden wanting to talk about the price, I say, look, before we talk about the price of this thing, what I would like to learn from you is what you're currently eating and drinking day to day. And what are you spending your money on? Because most people don't realize what they're currently spending their money on when it comes to the crap that they're often putting into their body. And so when you ask somebody, and I do this, especially in our gym, I can't tell you the number of times I've done this little drill where somebody will say, ask me about Shakeology, and I'll just say, look, it's this daily dose of dense nutrition that I've been drinking every day for 6 years. This is what it does for me. It reduces my cravings, it improves my energy, it improves my overall health. I feel better, I sleep better. I can't go too long without it. That's how much I love it. And it tastes great. what are you, and then right away it becomes, what are you currently doing for your nutrition supplementation? And they might say, you know, this or that, or maybe they're not doing anything. And maybe then they're going to ask me about price, but regardless of whether or not they ask me about price, I just go, look, I'll tell you about the price in a minute, but first, let me ask you this. Can you write down for me everything that you had to eat or drink for the last 2 days? And I actually get a piece of paper and a pen, and I sit down with them, or if I'm on the phone with them, I have it write it out. But I sit down with them, and they'll write it out. They'll write out, okay, for breakfast, I got up and I had my coffee, or driving to work, I went to Starbucks. Okay, what did you have at Starbucks? So on and so forth. Everybody's different, but you're going to see a lot of the same types of patterns in many people. What'd you have for lunch? Oh, I had that submarine sandwich from Subway. Okay, did you have anything during the afternoon before dinner? No, I skip. I go for like 7 hours without eating, and then I go home and have a big dinner. Okay, what do you have for dinner? Great. What do you have after dinner? Do you have any cravings after dinner? Do you crave sweets? How many people crave sweets at night? Mm-hmm. I'm one of them. Like, I have a chocolate sweet tooth craving at night. So once they paint that picture and they've listed everything out that they currently eat and drink, I then say, okay, what I want to do next is I want to write down what all of this costs. How much was that latte in the morning at Starbucks? How much was that Subway sandwich? Mid-afternoon gap, if there was, or if they had something in the mid-afternoon, what are they spending their money on? What did the meal cost at night? And then the crap they're eating in the evening, what is that costing? And you just start to help them open their eyes to, this is what you're spending per day on this normal pattern of food and drink. Based on what you're sharing with me, you know, based on what you're telling me about the things you want to change when it comes to your health or fitness, my suggestion is that we're going to eliminate that morning latte thing that you're doing. If you're willing to try this, because that thing's costing you $3.50, $4, would you be okay just taking that out of the equation and substituting it with this incredible health shake that will cost you $4.33? So you've broken it down to a daily cost for a 30 serving bag. A 30 serving bag is $129.95 if they're on Home Direct. That breaks down to $4.33 a serving. So when you can get somebody to understand where they're currently spending their money and what they're spending their money on that's not really good for them, and you can go and just chop at it and say, look, can we replace this, $3.75 coffee you're having? Can we replace that with this incredible health shake that will cost a little bit more, $4.33? So you're going to have to spend about, 60 more cents per day. Would you be willing to give that a shot? And you know what? I'm not asking you to go all in right now. All I'm asking is that you try it. So what I'd like to do is give you a sample along with my favorite recipe. 9 times out of 10, it's, yeah, why not? I got nothing to lose. I give them a packet, but don't just give them a packet and expect them to go home and read how to make it on the back, because they're going to have a bad first experience if they do. Some people like it with just, water and ice, shake it up in a shaker cup, they can drink it. I actually don't mind it, but we all know that you get into some of those Shakeology recipes and they're phenomenal. It's like a dessert shake, but it's really good for you. So I always give, look, do you like chocolate? Most people say I like chocolate, which is good for me because that's my go-to shake. And I say, I'm going to give you a packet of Shakeology, and this is how I want you to make it. I want you to make it with 12 ounces of water. This is how I make mine. 12 ounces of water, a banana, a quarter cup of blueberries, teaspoon of almond butter, or 12 ounces of almond milk. So either way, I think it's really good. It tastes phenomenal. I've never had somebody go, that's disgusting. It's always been, wow, I like this shake. Are there other flavors? Yeah, I could certainly give you another flavor to try. I can give you some other recipes to try. Guys, the resources you have for Shakeology to ease somebody into it versus No, you got to buy it for $129.95. Don't do that because you will fail 9 times out of 10. For me, it's try the sample. Then if they like it, I go, you know what? I think you're going to enjoy this on a day-to-day basis, but before you really jump in, there's 2 ways you could consider doing it. One, we have a sampler pack. We can get you 1 week supply of Shakeology with our sampler pack. Try it every day for a week. Or let's get you on the Home Direct program, but you have a 30-day bottom of the bag money back guarantee. In other words, they can drink that shake every day for a month, empty the bag, and if they don't like it, send the bag in and get a full refund. Who does that? Beachbody does, because they know that most people aren't going to do that. So you give people basically a risk-free opportunity to try this great shake. Now, for most people, it's going to take 3 to 4 weeks for them to really start to feel the positive effects that it does on a day-to-day basis. And you're also going to find, and that's why I tell people, look, you got to drink it every day for about 3 weeks to really start to feel the positive effects. Because Shakeology, with all the 70 superfoods that it has in it, there's little doses of those superfoods that are getting into your body every day. But let's face it, it's not a ton in every shake. 70 superfoods in every shake. So it's just little amounts of that superfood, of those superfoods in that shake every day. So if you have it just once, it's not like some miracle drug where you're like, oh my God, I can't believe the way I feel. It's a gradual thing that day to day, you're giving people that little dose of superfood, and those superfoods are doing all those wonderful things that I talked about in terms of benefits. So they have to give it a chance daily for about 3 weeks for them to really start to feel the positive effects. But going back to my point earlier, they have a 30-day bottom of the bag money back guarantee. So if they do this little experiment and try it for 3 to as much as 4 weeks, they can still make the decision of, you know what, I didn't really feel anything. And no, I just think this is too expensive. No problem. Let's get you your money back. It very rarely happens, guys, especially when they realize that they're substituting the cost of the shake for something that they're already spending their money on. It's a meal replacement shake. It's replacing something that they're currently spending their money on. And that's kind of the mindset you want to have when you talk to people about it. The other thing that I'll share with you is a lot of people who maybe have not fueled their body in a very healthy way for a long time, like they're just used to eating a lot of processed crap. When they start drinking Shakeology on a daily basis, many of them are going to feel bloated. They may even have diarrhea. They may have cramps, because what's happening is the ingredients in Shakeology are causing their body to actually flush out a lot of the toxic crap that they've been consuming. It's a whole food-based product. So now instead of drinking or eating processed stuff that their body has actually gotten used to, and it's very unhealthy, their body is all of a sudden consuming whole food-based superfoods that are very, very beneficial, but at the same time, it's detoxifying itself of all the free radicals and the crap that they've been consuming for so long that they get bloated, they get cramps, and they blame it on Shakeology. This is truth, and there's a video I'm going to share with you on this. But for that reason, I will say to people, based on the way I know they're currently eating, like if I know that they've got a day-to-day lifestyle of processed food and beverage consumption, I will recommend that they only have half a serving starting out. They shouldn't have a full serving, because it's almost like it puts your body into shock. So you want to keep that in mind, depending on who you're sharing it with. You want to caution them to, look, based on the way you have been eating, I'm going to suggest you just go with half a serving per day to start with. and then maybe let them go for about 2 weeks before they ramp it up. And you monitor, you check in with them and say, are you feeling cramped or bloated in any way? And if they're like, no, I feel fine. Tastes great. Cool. Then just keep doing what you're doing for 2 weeks. Once they get to the 2-week mark, okay, now go to the full serving. And you've ramped them up. You've ramped their tolerance up, and they've slowly kind of just detoxified their body of all the stuff that they've been consuming before. So that's kind of my Shakeology 101 in terms of how to speak with people and share its value. And the other thing I want to show you now, I'm going to go to a screen share, is as we were doing this in the gym day to day when we first brought it in, and even when I was talking to people outside, I really felt like a lot of people are visual. They want visuals to understand the value of something. We can talk all we want, but that's catering to the people who are auditory learners. But if you can get them to visually see something that's like, wow, now you're really starting to get into their senses with another value proposition. So what we did is we created a Shakeology binder. And I kind of scoured all the best resources that were out there on Shakeology, and I pulled together this multi-page binder that's very visual to get people to understand its value. And what I'm going to do, and I've shared this multiple times through the years with the team, but what I'll do either tonight or tomorrow, I'm going to put this Shakeology binder, the pages for it. It's a PDF document. I'm going to put it up on the team page. And my suggestion to you is that you print this out in full color, 8.5 by 11 pages, put them in little laminated sheets and into a 3-ring binder. This is what we've done in the gym. We have this Shakeology binder that sits at the shake bar, and people always, they're looking at it like, wow, look at this shake. So it really appeals to people. Let me show it to you.
Thank you.
Quick here. Okay. Okay, bear with me.
Dad,
Oh, hey, what's going on?
I'm gonna get apples.
Nice. That's really awesome. Are you guys seeing my screen?
Yeah, I see Zoom.
Okay, but you are seeing the screen. Okay.
There you go.
Hey, are you seeing the,
Yep.
okay,
There you
so
go.
what I'm doing is this is in the form of a PowerPoint, but it's actually a multi-page document that you can print out in the pages that you're seeing. So it's what you're looking at here on this page are the benefits. So when you look at all of these benefits, you see, my God, especially when you come down here, lower cholesterol, lower blood sugar, it is clinically proven to do that. This was a clinical test that Beachbody ran a few years ago. They clinically have proven that Shakeology, when consumed on a daily basis for a period of time, will lower your cholesterol and lower your blood sugar. My mother actually experienced this firsthand when she started drinking it. Her doctor was able to cut her blood pressure meds in half. This is like 6 years ago. She started drinking it. This is what is in Shakeology. So I talked about, features tell and benefits sell. So over here, you've got the nutrient groups that are found in Shakeology, all the ingredients, and then the benefits of those things. So again, when you can start to wrap your head around all these benefits that Shakeology provides, these are the selling points for it. This stuff is just scientific blah blah blah, and you'll get your nutrition fanatics out there that are really into what is actually in it and the science behind what's in it. But for the average person, just tell me what this is going to do for me, and this is what it's going to do for them. Yeah.
Don, sorry to bug you. On the benefits, there's an asterisk after it. Does it explain what the asterisk might be? Because I know somebody might ask me.
Where's the asterisk?
Maybe somebody is.
I can't
Is
see.
that the word benefits? At the word benefits up at the top of the
Oh,
bar?
my menu bar is blocking that. So you're saying that the word benefits has an asterisk after it?
Yeah, and usually means that there's a footnote or something that talks about.
Yeah, you're right.
Benefits.
Let's see. Here we go.
Oh, there we go.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Good. So that disclaimer is there. Good.
Right. Now, one of the things too, like if somebody ever said, well, it's saying these are the benefits, but how do I really know? I told somebody the other day, and Bob, chime in if you can confirm this, but I believe when I was with Tony Horton recently, and he shared with me that, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I think this was the statistic that he gave me. Beachbody right now is selling $1 million in Shakeology a day.
Wow.
So knowing that, if somebody said to me, well, this hasn't been evaluated by the FDA, how do I know this works? Well, there's a reason that they're selling $1 million a day of this stuff. There's a reason for that. So that's just a fun fact that you could always throw out there. Now, here's another thing that's very impressive as a visual. One serving of Shakeology, so call it $4, it's actually $4.33, versus $41 worth of vegetables. So the nutrient value of all these vegetables, and we've got 4 cups of non-fat yogurt in that mix too, equates to the nutrient value of one serving of Shakeology. I think that's pretty cool.
That is nice.
Yeah, so this is a great little binder that people can just flip through. Sample recipes, people love this stuff. They're like, wow, that looks really good. You know what? It is. I actually tell them that my wife will make these Shakeology treats sometimes, and my son loves them. My son will drink, well, he drinks, he goes between Daily Sunshine and Shakeology. But typically once a day, he's drinking a Shakeology or a Daily Sunshine. We make it up as a nice recipe for him. Better that than juice boxes.
Yep.
It's just so effective. Survey here. So, this was a proof. This was a survey of nearly 3,000 daily Shakeology drinkers. And what are they talking about? They're talking about the benefits of it. Look at all the benefits.
Mm-hmm.
How about this? How many of you get, well, I drink this or I drink that, and I had this. So here's a nice little chart of Shakeology versus some of the common competitors. Now this chart's kind of like, whatever. There's not too many people that I know that are drinking Mona V anymore. But you've got some of the people drinking the Herbalife. You can see the stuff that Shakeology has in it versus the other products. But even more impressive than this one is this one. This is one of my favorite charts when somebody says, well, I drink this, or how does it compare to that? So here's Shakeology over here. Then you got all these other common, call it health shakes, meal replacement shakes, whatever it may be. And you can see the comparisons. I'm not going to go through all this, but the point that you want to highlight, if ever you're showing this to somebody, is the bottom of the chart. Down here where the red arrow is. Shakeology includes all of this additional nutrition that no other meal replacement shake contains. So all this stuff down here is where you really get deeper into the superfoods. And all this stuff is only found in Shakeology. So the breadth of what Shakeology offers is so far above and beyond these other products. So is there a little value in that maybe it's going to cost a bit more? Yeah, you pay for what you get.
Sure.
How about this? I love this one. Again, showing people where they're currently spending their money and saying, look, if you're really serious about trying to lose some weight and improve your energy and improve your health, can we knock out your coffee latte in the morning and replace it with Shakeology? Look at the difference in the just the carbs and the sugars, the protein, Shakeology versus fruit drinks. It just speaks for itself. So you guys will have this. How about this? This is another thing I always say to people. Look, not only do I want you to write down for me what you're currently eating and drinking, but also share with me what other supplements are you taking right now? Are you taking vitamins? Are you taking other protein powders? Whatever it is you're taking in terms of vitamins and supplementation, I want you to include that with the stuff you're writing down along with your foods and beverages, because then you really get a solid understanding of how much this stuff costs on a monthly basis that people are already spending their money on. They can stop in many instances, maybe not all, but in many instances, they can stop taking a lot of this stuff if they're drinking Shakeology on a daily basis. So it actually can become a money saver. And then I talk about 4 ways to buy Shakeology at our gym. That's basically it. And then always finishing it with the 30-day money back guarantee, bottom of the bag, to give people peace of mind. And that's it. So that's the little presentation binder.
Don?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Can that be a program that, like, if I wanted to put my brand on the pages or something, like, can I amend them?
Heck yeah. It's a PowerPoint document.
Can that be sent? The PowerPoint be sent out?
Yeah. I will share this PowerPoint document on the team page. It's actually in there already if you go to the documents section, but it's probably buried.
Team it for you?
Yeah. So, but I will also put it back up. I'll repost it. You can print this out, or before you print it out, you can go in and edit it as much as you want.
Okay. I think
you can put your contact information. If you have a logo you want to throw on there, whatever you want to do with this document, go for it.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Can I ask another question then?
Yeah.
The other products that I use with Beachbody too, and I'm with the Shakeology, is Digestive Boost. How do you, if somebody asked you about the other products to put into Shakeology that we have, are they even necessary then? If I'm putting all the benefits of Shakeology.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I actually am going to defer that question to Bob, because me personally, I have not done any of the boosts or anything else that they have supplementation wise. I never took the time to learn enough about them because I've just always been happy with Shakeology. I know coaches out there that they love the stuff and they sell it, but I've never really done it. So Bob, do you want to just share anything you might know on that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think it's right in line with what you've been talking about. And everything you've been talking about tonight really is learning how to share the value of Shakeology and what it is that you're sharing. And it's the same thing with the boost. Shakeology is awesome on its own, and it's a great baseline. And the boosts are exactly that. There's boosts if you want to sort of boost certain areas. I use the greens boost because I'm just not a huge fan of greens, and I don't get enough in my diet, and I know I don't get enough. Even though I try, and so I want that. I use the digestive enzyme one also sometimes. My wife, Shiva, uses that one every day, and she's just somebody who has always needed to add a little extra fiber to her diet. So again, so boosts are there so that people can individualize and sort of tweak it. I think of like fitness programs, there's kind of, there's a baseline program, but you might have somebody who has certain goals. And so you can help them tweak it, and they might add a little extra leg work or a little extra ab work than somebody else who has different goals or different body type or any of those things. So they're there to help individualize and to give the extra boost for folks who need it. I used to use the Energize one too, actually, also. But now I just use the regular Performance Line Energize and throw that in.
Right.
Because, I used to be, especially funny for those of you guys who don't know my background. I spent 20 years working as a lawyer before becoming a full-time Beachbody coach, and and I was living in the lawyer world, I would literally drink 4 or 5 or more cups of coffee a day. I was working in an office, and when you're working in an office, there's a coffee machine, and it's there all day. And every time you go into a conference or a meeting, everybody's drinking coffee. Since starting Shakeology, and I've been on it basically since it came out, I don't drink coffee anymore. And every now and then I'll boost it a little bit with Energize or something. But I'm not doing that 4, 5, 6 times a day. I'm, starting my morning out like that.
Do you add Energize to your Shakeology?
What's up?
I'm sorry, Bob. Do you add Energize to your Shakeology?
Sometimes I do. Depending on, what I'm doing or where I'm going. Or tomorrow I'm going to be flying out to Las Vegas for the Coach Leadership Conference, and I have a flight out of Boston, and I live on the western end of the state, so I got a 3-hour drive at 5 in the morning. And tomorrow I'll start my day with Shakeology, and it'll have a scoop of Energize in it. So I don't do it every time, and I use the boost the same way. Sometimes I use the fiber boost, and just depends on what's going on and what I think I need at that time. So those things are ways that you can tweak it and individualize it. And while we're on this point, I also just want to throw in, I think you've done a great job, obviously, and that binder is gold because it really helps people show the benefits. But that one page shows the adaptogens and the prebiotics and probiotics. That page can be very helpful when you're going through with people, what are you taking now? Because as Don said, a lot of times Shakeology is replacing things that people are spending money on, and when you really break it down, it comes down to almost a wash, and then do something better. And it's also important to share that point. One of the things that I get, I'm in Berkshire County over here in Western Mass. There's a really strong yoga community. There's a very strong, organic nutrition community, and a lot of times I get back from people, oh, well, I juice every day. And I say, well, that's great, but what do you put in your juice? And, well, beets and celery and carrots. Well, think about it. That's all you're getting. It's great, but that doesn't compare to the 70 plus ingredients that you're getting in Shakeology. And if you were to go out and pay to get all of those 70 things into your juicing and, fresh off of your countertop, you'd be paying a mint. And I'll always agree with people, if you can get these 70 plus ingredients and have them fresh on your table, chop them up yourself and put them in your juicer, go for it. But you're not going to get it. You're definitely not going to get it for $4 a serving. So it's those kinds of sort of deeper conversations that you have to get to with people. Because it's a boutique product. It's an upper, you're selling the Mercedes-Benz. You're not selling the Hyundai. And that's the thing I always say with people is, yes, you can go get a $2 a glass protein shake from GNC, but it's not the same thing. And if I put the top of the line Mercedes-Benz next to the bottom of the line Chevrolet and try to compare those two things just because one's cheaper than the other, we're not comparing the same thing. And that's the conversation you have to get to when you're sharing Shakeology, because the truth is, and you can see it in that chart that Don shared, there's really nothing up there that compares to it. It's very, very unique. And some other companies have tried to come out with things that are similar to it. It's been a real squeeze and a real challenge to source these ingredients from all over the world and get them into a shake that doesn't cost $10 per glass. And that's why other companies just haven't done it. And the ones who have tried, when you really do put side by side, either they don't have the same ingredients, or when they have similar ingredients, they don't have the same level of potency or they're not giving you the same amount. And so it's always important to make sure that you kind of do a deep dive, because you're sharing a specialty product.
I get a share.
And so it is it's a little bit different than just here's the cheapest thing that we can get you. People can go buy Ensure at CVS and
Right.
and try to say it's the same thing. The sad part is many of our hospitals and nursing homes and those kinds of places, they're feeding people Ensure when those same people should be drinking a Shakeology or something similar. And by the way, that's a whole other niche of people. I share Shakeology with a lot of people in the sort of 60 and over age group that are not here to do an insanity fitness program or that kind of a thing for that exact reason. And, my dad's a living example. I would add one thing to what Don said: features tell, benefits and story sell. And you build those stories by using it yourself and also staying in contact with your clients and customers who are using it. My dad has type 2 diabetes. He's had it for, I don't know, maybe 15 years or so now. He was on a bunch of meds. He's been using Shakeology every single day since it came out, and he's now off of all of meds, and he's done nothing else. The only thing he changed was adding Shakeology to his diet every day and taking a 2-mile walk 4 or 5 times a week. So, there's also this sort of broad spectrum of who you can share Shakeology with. It's not just for people who are doing intense fitness programs. It's a health product that basically everybody can use.
I have to share.
Don talked about his kids, and I share it with my kids as well. I've got 2 boys who are in their 20s, 2 girls who are in middle school right now, and they all drink it. And it's because it adds benefit, it adds value to their life, and so that sort of shows you the whole spectrum of sharing that's open and available. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely, Bob. I just wanted to share though on that one thing you mentioned about other companies have tried to duplicate this thing, or there's other products out there that claim they're comparable, but they really aren't. But it's so funny because at our shake bar at the gym, and it's a big shake bar, like it's really a business within the business. A lot of our shake ingredients come from a company called Performance Food Centers based in Pennsylvania. And the guy that owns that started it years ago, real nutrition guru. I mean, this guy really gets it, and he's got a world of knowledge in nutrition, and he's done a great job manufacturing and producing real whole food based ingredients that are used in the protein shakes and the recovery shakes that we have in the gym. But when we first started using them 5 years ago, they basically came out with a suggested menu for us, and on that menu they had pre-workout, repair and recovery, post-workout, meal replacement. Like they had these different headers on the menu, and in the meal replacement section they had whatever they had, and I just said, okay, we're replacing that meal replacement that you guys have with Shakeology. And he was almost like offended. He was almost like, well, what do you mean you're not using our product? I'm like, no, for the meal replacement, we're not using your product. We're using Shakeology. He's like, well, what's Shakeology? And I said, well, I'm more than happy to share it with you, but just I want our menu under the meal replacement to be 5 Shakeology shakes. I'll give you the recipes. So he came to our gym shortly after that, came and visited, and I gave him Shakeology. And he looked at it and he was like, wow, he said, this is extraordinary. Where is this from? I said, the company Beachbody. He has, for the past 3 years, been scouring the globe to recreate Shakeology. It's the most, I talk to him probably once every 6 months, and I'm like, Dan, how's it going? He's like, still trying to make this damn shake. I said, you're trying to manufacture a comparable product to Shakeology. He goes, I've been all over to get these ingredients and produce it ourselves. He's still trying to do it, but that's how complex that shake is and how much Beachbody did their homework to get it right. this was not some fly-by-night project when they put this thing together. So I thought that was really fascinating. The last thing I want to share with you guys, because I know we're running close to an hour, and I want to answer any questions you might have, but I'm going to also share this YouTube video. I'm going to put the link up on our team page. I'll also put the binder up there. Check this out. This is the number one way, above and beyond what I've just shared. This is the best way you can learn how to share Shakeology and explain its value, by watching this YouTube video. And this YouTube video was produced by, sorry, I got to do my screen share here. Right here. Easy and duplicatable ways to share the value of Shakeology, presented by Shay Stanford. Now, for those of you that don't know her, Shay Stanford is one of the more successful coaches in the entire network. She's been a 15-star Diamond Beachbody coach, multiple year elite coach. This video was produced back in 2015, but it's still as good as it was back then. It's 43 minutes long. Shay Stanford has built her entire business with Shakeology. She very rarely even gets into selling the fitness programs. She is all about Shakeology. She's a certified holistic health and nutrition coach. And she took on such a profound understanding of Shakeology and figured out the best way to share its value and introduce it to people, that she built herself this massive business simply with Shakeology. Here in this video, she shares exactly how she does it with each and every customer. So this link will be shared on our team page as well. Guys, take the time to watch it repeatedly. She left pharmaceuticals. Exactly. My wife's just reminding me that Shay, before leaving her former career, she was in pharmaceutical sales.
Oh, yeah.
She used to sell these meds that would mask the symptoms of people who were sick, and it sickened her to death, to the point she learned about Shakeology. She was like, this is like preventive medicine when it comes to health. She was on the side of the damage was already done, and they were using pharmaceuticals to mask symptoms and hide pain. And, this is what the pharmaceutical industry does. She looked at Shakeology and said, I can get onto the preventive side in the health world by embracing this and running with it. And that's what she did. And she left pharmaceutical sales to do that with Shakeology. So watch her video. It's very inspiring. It's very in-depth, and it's eye-opening on how you can really start to embrace this and talk about it. All right? That's all I had, guys, for tonight. I just wanted you to really get a good value proposition for the core product in the Beachbody line. And this is how you build your business. It's very valuable. It's very valuable on a business level. And it's certainly very helpful to people. So it's a win-win scenario all around. So is there anything you guys want to add or ask? Man, then I did a hell of a job. I am so psyched.
You knocked it out of the park, John.
You did.
So
I have about 2 pages of notes. Thank you.
Bob, you're going to have 5 pages of notes after you watch that video from Shay Stanford. I'm serious.
I think I started watching her. I started seeing that one.
She's just awesome. And even after you watch that one, if you just Google Shay Stanford, Shakeology, she's got so many videos out there that she's done through the years on YouTube. Very helpful learning tools for sure. And this is the meat of the business, guys. Because like when you sell a challenge pack, all right, you can sell anybody $99 Beachbody on demand for the year. Like that's like that value proposition alone is massive. But then when you can really start to say, hey, look, there's a nutrition component to what we do as coaches as well. I would love to just share with you this product we have called Shakeology, but don't buy the whole thing yet. Can I just give you a sample and share a little bit about its benefits? That's all you're doing. Just ease people into the fold. Don't overwhelm them with, oh, you got to sign up for HD and this and that. That comes later. Just let them try it with a recipe that they love. Maybe get them for a week sample pack, and just stay in close connection with them and see how it goes. But a lot of people turn the tide and say, yeah, I want this. I'm in.
Good.
That's it. All right. Just so you know, moving forward. So I've had multiple conversations with Julie Miller, who's in our upline, and Shannon Price, who you know is part of the team. Julie and Shannon have really done some great things in the past year with how they've built their businesses that are, I want to say, like beyond the norm, or I should say more in the modern day of how network marketing is being built. And they've worked with a guy who I would consider to be a network marketing guru. I worked with him for a little while, named Fraser Brooks. You can look up Fraser Brooks and you'll see all the great stuff that there is on him. But they've acquired a great deal of knowledge, stuff that is almost getting beyond me with how they're building their businesses. And I've been like almost amazed by some of the stuff Julie Miller has been sharing with me. So what's going to happen moving into these coming weeks, they're going to be sharing some really great education on this stuff. And I know for me, I'm going to be learning just as much as you guys are with some of this stuff. So, all right, Bob, take care, man. I know I gotta run too. I gotta go meet my father. I gotta meet my father to watch the rest of the Yankee game.
Oh,
good night, everybody.
Do or die. Do or die. See you later, Bob. But anyway, Julie and Shannon are going to be sharing a video that explains kind of what's going to be coming in the weeks that we're coming into. I know for me personally, I will be in and out of the education depending on this construction is just, I'm putting in 15-hour days right now. I'm not making excuses. It's just we are building this gym and we got to get it open by December. So it's just been like, oh my gosh, it's so overwhelming. But I wanted you guys to know that they're going to be chiming in with some of this, call it new era education in the world of network marketing that's helping them tremendously. All right. So thanks so much, guys. I hope this was helpful, and I'll put up the stuff that I talked about on the page no later than tomorrow.
Thank you so much, Don.
Thanks, guys. We'll talk to you soon. See you, Jim. Good night. Good night, everyone.